Hello, this is Alexander Cross, Law Offices of Cross & Associates. If you'd like to learn more about criminal law here in the San Francisco Bay Area, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Law Offices of Cross & Associates. So we received an interesting inquiry here on our YouTube channel. This has to do with an arrest with a pellet gun. This is interesting. Let's see here. Let's see. I had a case of domestic violence in 2018, which means that if you were convicted, you are still on probation for that. We were hunting and I had a traffic infraction. I was arrested and was carrying a pellet gun. Or arrested for carrying a pellet gun. Well, that's a little strange because a pellet gun is not considered a firearm. So you shouldn't, unless you're under the age of 18, you shouldn't get arrested for being in possession of a pellet gun. Now granted, if you assaulted somebody with a pellet gun, that's another story. But mere possession of a pellet gun is perfectly legal. You just can't have it in a school or in a government building or at an airport. But aside from having it at school or in a government building or airport, you can be in possession of a pellet gun. You just can't brandish it because a pellet gun is technically considered an imitation firearm, but it's not really a firearm. It works with kind of compressed air. Anyway, so the point is you shouldn't be arrested for simply being in possession of the pellet gun. There needs to be some other underlying factor. Maybe, I don't know, the pellet gun was stolen, or maybe that infraction that you committed wasn't really an infraction but a misdemeanor. For instance, a lot of times people think that if they're driving without a license here in the state of California that it's an infraction, it's a ticket. Well, no. Under Vehicle Code Section 12500, you could be charged with a misdemeanor, and that could be the basis for a violation of probation. Also, we need to look at the specific terms of the probation. Now, I understand that when you are on probation for domestic violence, and generally speaking, if you've been convicted of domestic violence, you cannot own or possess a firearm. That generally speaking, that's for life. But once again, a pellet gun is not a firearm. So I would need to get a little bit more info to figure out exactly why you were arrested. Now, if it was for a pellet gun, it might be a mistake. It might just be a mistake. The police officer may have felt, oh, well, this guy's on probation for domestic violence. He's not supposed to have a firearm. He sees a pellet gun and he decides to arrest, and it could just be an honest mistake. But generally speaking, that's not a basis, and if that's the reason, your probation violation should flat out be dismissed. Regardless, if you'd like to learn more about criminal law here in the San Francisco Bay Area, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Law Offices of Cross & Associates. But if you've been accused of a crime and you need a representation in court here in the San Francisco Bay Area, be sure to give us a call at 1-800-862-7677. Once again, 1-800-862-7677. On our next video, we're going to be discussing the case of somebody who wants to leave the country, but he has 2 open cases here in California. See you on our next video.